This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, August 29th. I'm James Spann. The weather's still pretty quiet today, but moist air comes back over the weekend. Let's go in there and take a look at the big picture this morning. The water vapor satellite view. Pretty decent little trough coming out across the Great Plains, and that will be enhancing the lift tomorrow, giving us a chance of showers and storms, but not the kind of thing where it just rains all day. So if you got something outdoors, the news is not all bad, as you'll see. Another pleasant morning. Look at Fort Payne. They've got 59. Vic Bell up at Black Creek has 57 up in that part of the state this morning. Mostly 60s elsewhere. You know, when you see the big range like this, mid-90s during the day and some 50s in the morning, that just means the air is very dry. It heats and cools very effectively. So we go back in the low 90s today, maybe mid-90s in spots, but the humidity stays low. Convective outlook through tonight. No organized severe weather expected. This is the rain through Friday morning of next week, this is through Wednesday morning. I was about to say this is a 5-day outlook. This is through Wednesday morning of next week, suggesting the amounts vary from over 1 inch near the shoals down to a 1/4 inch for Montgomery and Dothan. And the dynamic support clearly will be better up in that northwestern corner of the state tomorrow. Tropical weather, Cristobal is out to the North Atlantic. You got little waves in the Gulf and one in the Caribbean. Those are not showing any sign of organization, and certainly nothing threatening us. And again, a large amount of dry air covers much of the Atlantic basin. Another wave coming off the African coast, but again, it's going to have to fight that dry air. What's that weather going to do over the Labor Day weekend? What about football? Let's go in there and take a look. This is the OZGFS, valid today at 1 o'clock local time. This is at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet up. You can see how that trough is coming along nicely, squashing the heat ridge underneath that. And down below that, the weather doesn't change a lot today. Lots of sun, low to mid-90s, humidity low with low dew points. But with the trough approaching, we might mention a slight chance of a shower late today or tonight, but the high-res HER model late today, this is 6 o'clock, showing nothing. So that bodes well for high school football. Almost all the stadiums should be played with no rain tonight. Temperatures will fall through the 80s, maybe reaching the 70s by the second half. All right, tomorrow's still somewhat of a mystery because of model differences. This is the GFS, and it shows a good surge in moisture, and that looks like a day with a pretty good chance of showers. And even that's not to suggest it just rains and rains and rains. A few passing showers or storms during the day, but the NAM remains curiously drier. This is the high-resolution NAM, the North American mesoscale model, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, and it just shows a handful of showers out there. Most locations dry. And like I've said for the last couple of days, I think the truth is somewhere in between. Just for the fun of it, this is the European, and it looks wet, so it's model madness. But the question is, will the ridge hold? Will the trough win out? It's all a matter of dynamic support. We're going to stick with a persistence forecast, same thing we've talked about. Tomorrow, the sky cloudy at times, the chance of a few passing showers or storms during the day. The sun should peek out occasionally. No severe weather. Highs upper 80s, maybe touching 90 in spots. For the home football games, the college games, you've got Auburn at home. UAB plays Troy in Birmingham at Legion Field. I would take the rain gear, but I don't expect it to just rain and rain and rain. And you might get away with no rain, so that's a deal. Now, this is Sunday. We'll begin to see the dynamic support weakening. Still a chance of scattered showers and storms, no doubt. The better chance will be Sunday afternoon. The high probably at or just over 90. And this is Labor Day. Showers thinning out even more. Showers becoming widely separated. The sky partly sunny with a high, again, around 90. Go to Tuesday, everybody going back to work after a long holiday weekend. Got a 591 flat ridge across the southern states. The storm track near the Canadian border, and that looks like a day with widely scattered showers or storms. The sky partly sunny, and heat levels beginning to creep up as the ridge builds back in. We'll see low to mid-90s next week. It'll be pretty toasty for September. This is Wednesday. Again, there's enough moisture for a shower or storm. They'll be pretty scattered. Thursday of next week, the same deal. And again, highs low to mid-90s. And a week from today, that old heat bubble just wanting to stick around. That's certainly is not a pattern for cool air right there. And down below that, again, that looks like late summer, partly sunny, hot, humid, a few spots catching a storm. We'll check the end of the forecast. This is the 13th of September. You can see the heights are way above average over the eastern part of Canada and the northeast United States. Down below that, the air looks pretty dry. And, of course, this is, 15 days out. We're just looking. But I will say the GFS has been persistent in the idea of some type of tropical mischief maybe in the Bay of Campeche. I think if anything happens this year, it's going to be a homegrown backyard system down there. So we'll keep an eye on trends. Temperatures off the ensembles is like we talked about next week. Pretty toasty for early September. We'll be up maybe in the middle 90s, but then the heat levels come down back into the 80s by mid-month. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog next video here by 4 o'clock today. If you can, catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.